In the last lecture, we saw how we can create a combination chart. Let's continue with the same logic and work with this example. Here we have five subcategories and we have the sales figure for Q1 and Q2 separately. And of course, we have a target column. Now, if you think about it, the total sales would be the sum of quarter one and quarter two. And if we subtract this from the target, you would notice that accessories has met its target, or rather accessories has not met the target. Binders has crossed the target. Bookcases has crossed the target. Art has not crossed the target, and similarly, appliances has not crossed the target. Now think to yourself, what would be the best way to present this data? If you just make a chart, you get this. We have Q1, Q2, and then we have the target amount. Now the problem here is that Q1 and Q2 are supposed to be grouped together. So we're not really comparing all the three against each other. We're comparing the addition of the blue and the orange, which is Q1 and Q2, versus the target. Now, a lot of us are habitual to creating another formula, creating a new column, and then creating a new chart. But we don't want to do that. The reason is that if you add up Q1 and Q2, while it will tell you the fact that a category met the target or not, it will not really tell you what was the breakup of both the quarters. So we want to click on change chart type and go to combo. Now, this time you notice that there are three different data series that we have. We want to put Q1 as a stat column. We want to put Q2 as a stat column. And we want to put target on the secondary axis. And this should be a clustered column. So if you think about it, we have created two different columns with us. The first column has Q1 and Q2 as a stack, and the second column has only the target amount. And now these two columns can be compared against each other. The final result looks like this. So remember, the gray in the front is the target, and the blue and the orange at the back is the sum of Q1 and Q2. What do? We want to change the width, which means I will double click on the Q2 data and I'll decrease the gap width. This means that the width increases. And then for the target, because we want to show the target as a red color, we'll change the color to red. And for the achievement at the back, I'll select the orange series and we can color that, let's say, a shade of green, and we will select the Q1 series, which is blue in color right now, and I will color that as a different shade of green. Now the reason it is not looking correct is because our axis is not matching. We have 900 here and 1200 on the secondary axis. So double click, and in axis options, we want to make sure that we have chosen the maximum as 900 here. Okay, let's do one thing. Let me make it 1200 and let's make the primary y-axis 1200 as well. And our final result now looks like this. Very impressive, right? Now this gives us a lot of information because at level 1 detail, it is telling us that, let me zoom out a little bit. At level 1 detail, it is telling us that accessories did not meet the target, binders and bookcases crossed the target, and art and appliances also did not meet the target. What do these two green colors denote? They are denoting the breakup of Q1 and Q2. So I can also see, for example, in accessories, which quarter had a higher contribution. Here I can very clearly see that if I look at the second point, which is quarter 2, the contribution was much lesser. For example, if quarter 1 was 600 and quarter 2 was 200, you will notice that I did not meet the target. And the reason was that quarter 2 was not doing very well. On the other hand, if I make it 500, you notice that the total is 1100 and I've crossed the target comfortably. So this is how we create a combination chart, and by changing the colors a little bit, we can also compare sales versus target. Remember, this example used an additional element. Here we were looking at a stacked column plus a clustered column. So just a quick recap. If you look at the combination, the target is on the secondary axis. The primary axis is a stack which has both the quarters in it. Now, obviously, if you wanted to put 4 quarters, you could have done that as well.